Hi guys, how are you?
Hi, good Rachel. How are you?
Good.
I'm doing great. So Thor, I wanted to start with you because with a horror movie, you all like now horror directors have a challenge of making a modern audience afraid of something. But how
Mm.
does setting something in a, non-modern time when we don't have phones or flashlights or things that can kind of show us the dark, how does that work as an advantage in your
Mm.
jump scares and the twists and the turns of a movie like The Damned?
But it's interesting what you just said there. All the things that could help us in a bind, we don't have them. All the things that would kind of get you out of these very very dangerous situations. And imagine yourself back in the 1800s with a candle or walking around, and you're hoping that a gust of wind doesn't catch it, so you're stuck in darkness. So it's just that is like really scary to me. But I also just think talking about modern audiences and I think if you can also just figure out if there can be an interesting question in the film, possibly one doesn't want to hit a moral over the head of the audience, but in this, the what you would say like the inciting incident of the question that these characters have to ask themselves: do we say these poor foreigners drowning in the ocean, or do we take care of our own? I think that's a very modern and interesting question to ask. So I think if you can kind of pair those two together and yeah, hopefully that will get a modern audience interested in a genre piece like this.
Yeah, and Odessa, there's nothing that is more frightening to me than being a woman in the 1800s. Because I'm like, no, thank you. That's terrifying all on its own. But what I like is in this movie, in the beginning, she's at least the one person that's like, no, like, let them go. Like, don't bring them here. And I think that is kind of a testament to women in general, because we're like, hey, don't do this thing. And then when it goes bad, we're like, well, that's kind
Yeah,
of what I asked you not to do. But
right.
when you're playing a character like that, who in a movie that is such a genre piece, what for you is the challenge of making her feel as real and kind of grounded as possible when all of these kind of outrageous circumstances are happening to her?
I mean, I don't know if it's any different to any other film or character or any other kind of like non-genre piece. I think that the challenge is just to make it feel as though it is happening. And I think that the difference being is that like usually well, it depends on what you believe, but monsters aren't real. So to, act as though a monster is happening is difficult. But I think that, I mean, you like the design of that monster and the incredible performance that we had by the dancer, the choreographer who was performing as the Droger. Did I say it right? Or
Yeah,
um,
you did say it right.
I think that all of those things were so meticulously crafted to just be like the most haunting version of what they could have been. And so I was very appreciative of actually being able to rely on those things happening and in front of me and actually making me feel these things. uh, I think that the challenge for an actor always is to consistently get your heart rate up after 6 takes of the same thing. And I think that the incredible design of that demon is so effective at doing something like that.
I agree. And for a last quick thing, I do have to say this movie has been described as sinister, and also that you would need to pause it at one point to like calm down from watching it. So I want to ask you both, how does it feel to see how audiences are reacting to something like this and are just like genuinely terrified after leaving the theater?
It's great.
I mean, that's great. I mean, like that's what we want. You want people to go see it, and you want them to be petrified when they walk out of the theater. So yeah, that's great.
Yeah, feel something. Great.
Yes, yes,
I do like the idea of someone in a movie theater being like, "Can we pause?" and just like pausing
yes.
the movie like in the theater. But thank you guys for talking with me. I really appreciate it, and I can't wait for everyone to get to see The Damned.
Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you.